Oh, hello folks, it's Rick outside the lines and trying to get a little sandblasting done here. I picked up the booth, the cabinet, and tried it with walnut first and it did nothing. So then I went to the coal slag, and here's a handlebar clamp that I haven't done yet, and here's one that I just finished. And I'll tell you what, seems to be doing a pretty good job. But I'm going to finish getting this triple tree done that's laying in there, and then I'm going to do the I'm going to get to the gauges and get those, my first attempt at powder coating. My gauge faces are in, they look wonderful, so I want to get it all put together. You're not going to be able to hear me here in a second because there's a train coming, but catch you in a little bit. Alright, here are the gauge bezels, the top pieces. Here's the, I've got this one sandblasted, ready for powder coat. And this is basically what it looked like before. This is obviously speedometer because it's got the reset hole. This one's tachometer. But I'll get this one sandblasted, and then I'm going to try some powder coating tomorrow. Let's see how that turns out. But let you know how it works out for you. Bye. Okay, this is Rick outside the lines. Just got my first piece out of my powder coating oven. First time I've ever done this, so. But this turned out pretty good. What do you think? It's kind of hard to see the color there. It's a bit of a bronze. That's my instrument mount. Alright, this here is the top clamp off my triple tree. It's been sprayed with the powder. It hasn't gone in the oven yet. I've got two pieces in my little bitty oven right now. They got a couple minutes to go. They're the handlebar clamps. And then on top of the oven you see sitting here, these are my instrument covers. I'm just sitting there so that they're getting nice and warm. But I'm done with this bronze. The one that I've put on so far, this is called sterling copper. It says 10 minutes at 400 degrees. And then these pieces and these pieces are going to get the ultimate chrome, which is, let's see, this one, 10 minutes at 400. And then while that's still warm, I'm going to shoot those with the candy copper over the top, so it's going to look kind of like a copper tone chrome. And then that color that you saw on the instrument mount there is what I'm going to use on the frame and probably my valve covers and all the other little pieces. I still have to take apart the lower triple tree mount and sandblast that. I got to pull all that apart yet. It's on there. But yeah, eventually I'm going to do this whole frame in that bronze, which is, and I got a lot to do on the engine yet too, but it's going to take a while. I think my timer's about to go off here, and we can see these handlebar clamps and see what those turned out like. I'm thinking they came pretty good. They're looking pretty good through the glass, what I could see of them. And then next I got to hang that triple tree clamp. And then I'm going to switch up colors and go with the ultimate chrome on these other pieces and start getting that going. Come on. I went a little over on the time. I'm running them actually 12 minutes because I was putting them in the first piece I put in a cold oven. So this one, I'm going to call this done. Let's time that out. Let's see how this. Oh yeah, that I like that color. So those are my handlebar clamps. Now I've got to do the triple tree on there. Show you when that's done. That is my top triple tree mount, and Is that color showing up for you real nice? I do like it. I do like it. It's too hot. It's too hot to touch right now. But I'm about to start spraying my Ultimate Chrome on the back of the gauges, and I got these two pieces to do as well. So, all right, we've had another ding. Let's see what we got here now. These are the bezels after the chrome and the candy copper. And I'm going to say those aren't scratches. You're seeing the reflection of the grate there. That's pretty cool. So let's let those cool off and get these two into baking. Back in the bag. Okay, here are the powder coated pieces for my gauge cluster. This one was the sterling copper. This is the candy over chrome. I didn't get a perfect finish on it, but it's pretty good. It's a little bit mottled in a couple of spots, but where the worst of it is on the underside where you'd never see it. So right there, I missed a little spot there. And then also on the rings, I didn't get as heavy a coat, and it tends to fade, and at some point I must have scraped it because I got a little damage there, but I don't know how visible that's going to be. I might have to redo that one. I could actually do another layer on this to get it up to. This was exactly the same process on this one, and this came out so much darker, so much nicer. And then these, and then, like I say, this was a completely different color, but I think it'll work well. So, and also, I got this in the mail the other day. These are my new gauge faces, which I got. You know, the originals were green. Here's the new glass plates, both of those cut. And then here's here's my tack face and my speedometer face. They'll be much more vibrant when I peel that backing off. And then also the tack has a temperature gauge in it, so this is to cover that. So away with the green gauges, and we'll get these all together and let's see how they look. I just realized I forgot to get some paint for doing the needles, so I've got to get a little nail polish or something to put on the end of the needles because they're both pretty badly faded. So I'm going to run and do that, and then I'm going to come back and start putting this together, and let's see how it looks. All right. Okay, here we go. I got my gauges all put back together. I got my new face plates on. I like them. I like them. And I powder coated the bezels, and I powder coated the housing, and I also powder coated the mounting bracket. This color that's on the mounting bracket here I also did on the 333, and eventually I hope to do the entire frame that color. It wasn't perfect. It's my first attempt at powder coat. I had a couple of flaws in the finish here, but they're not so bad that they jump out at you, you know. And the ones that are underneath here nobody will ever see. But so there's my after, and here's the original face plates that I took off of there. All in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. I think it turned out pretty good. I like it. A little bit of a steampunk flavor to it, which wasn't quite what I'm going for, but Yeah, I'll fly with it. Anyway, this is Rick, Outside the Lines. Till next time.